Hi, welcome to Bookie. Today we will unlock the book Digital Gold, the untold story of Bitcoin. Speaking of Bitcoin, anyone who understands technology is more or less aware of its roller coaster-like ups and downs. Maybe some of you also understand the technical principles behind it, or even hold Bitcoins. In any case, through today's Bookie, you will gain a more comprehensive understanding of Bitcoin, the new currency born in the digital age. Bitcoin was initially designed to be used as a virtual currency to carry out payment transactions. Throughout human history, gold, shells, tobacco, and many other objects have been used as currency. The difference between Bitcoin and these objects is that it is not a physical entity, but rather a virtual currency. Initially, it only took a few cents to buy a Bitcoin. However, as more and more people became optimistic about Bitcoin, its price was pushed higher and higher. The price reached a record high on December 17, 2017, when one Bitcoin was worth $19,850. However, after less than a year, on November 25, 2018, its price fell below $4,000. By now, you may have some doubts about its practical use. Since Bitcoin is a virtual currency, is anyone actually using it in daily life? As a currency, what institution issues Bitcoins and how do they circulate? What made Bitcoin so attractive that its price grew so high? Don't worry, we will take you on a journey to learn the whole story of Bitcoin. The book Digital Gold tells us how Bitcoin, which once caused a whirlwind in the global financial and technological industry, was born. The book also gives a step-by-step explanation of how Bitcoin became more popular and why Bitcoin's future is still full of uncertainties even after winning the approval of many tech elites. The book is part popular science and part narrative. It explains many concepts in an easy-to-understand manner, and also narrates clearly the ins and outs of the development of Bitcoin. The author of the book, Nathaniel Popper, is an outstanding financial reporter for the New York Times and a Harvard graduate. To tell the story of Bitcoin to the world, he spent several years conducting interviews and consulting different sources so that he could write this book. Now, let's gain a better understanding of the crazy Bitcoin world together. We'll share with you the key points of this book in 3 parts. Part 1, what is Bitcoin? Part 2, who drove the development of Bitcoin? Part 3, who influenced the Bitcoin market? First, let's learn what Bitcoin is. Bit is used to indicate the smallest piece of information content unit in the computer field, and coin brings to mind money. As the name suggests, Bitcoin is a currency that exists in the realm of the internet. It is a virtual currency, so it has no physical form. In other words, Bitcoin is money that is used entirely online. However, the principle behind Bitcoin is far more profound and extensive than the concept of simply money spent online. Next, let's get to know Bitcoin more thoroughly from several different angles. First, Bitcoin is a decentralized virtual currency. How do we understand decentralization? To do this, we need to compare Bitcoin with currencies we already know. Let's take the dollar for example. The dollar is issued by the U.S. Federal Reserve. It can be recognized by everyone as a medium of exchange because it is backed by the U.S. government's credit. The dollar is just a piece of paper without the government's credit guarantee. Issued by the U.S. Central Bank and guaranteed by government credit, the dollar is a centralized currency. What are the disadvantages of centralized currency? Because a country controls the issuance of currency, it may issue more currency for various reasons and thus cause currency depreciation. For example, during the financial crisis in 2008, the U.S. government began printing money to stimulate the economy. The new currency went into the market and caused the dollar to depreciate, which shrank people's savings. This phenomenon caused panic and dissatisfaction with the federal government. You can find more details about the shortcomings of centralized currency in the book Courage to Act. Now that we understand the principle